I've got us on the surface. It's evening, and I actually have just had us up here for about 40 minutes or so. Good. Excellent. And obviously we have a warship contact, and it is not friendly. Well, they never are they? Kind of a stupid assumption. Kind of a stupid statement on my part. What was I thinking? Alright. Out of there. Had a trunk monkey in the torpedo room. It was a festive time for all. But this may end up being thoroughly unfestive. We will see if we end up getting detected here. I have a bad feeling about it. Because we were going head on, and he's heading right for us, too. Oh, good. Let's see if we can hear him. I don't hear anything, but that doesn't obviously mean that he's not out there. Hey! That's definitely him. And is he just gonna pass us by? He is. Well, that's a lucky break. Yep. He was on an intercept course, just coincidentally, and he's passing us by! What fun. I love this game so much. Ah, my heart. Okay, we're gonna return to course and get out of here pronto. This is horrible. God damn it. Oh my god. You know, I think we've seen as many patrol, or... I think we've seen as many planes in this patrol as we've seen through our entire career. I'm pretty sure. He's coming right for us. Fun. Just fun. I shouldn't have ordered just a periscope depth on that. I'm pretty sure we are going to get attacked here. I don't know what kind of plane this is. I'm sure somebody will educate me, but I don't really care because I hate it. Either way, it doesn't really matter what it is. It's awful. Oh, hey! Well, that didn't end up hurting us, obviously. This is the little Benny Hill bomb drop there, but I think we're okay. Return to course. Fun. That would have been horrible if that had hit because, I don't know, well, for obvious reasons, but I was not ready to be hit by bombs. Didn't look like he was going on a bombing run, I guess, but he's so crafty. I should give my enemy more credit. But anyways, made it through that little debacle, and we're on our way still. Yay! My voice cracked at the end of the last session. You can tell that I'm getting a little bit nervous, or maybe I'm getting pubescent. I don't know. You'll be the judge of that. Actually, don't be the judge of that. I don't really want to know how you'd find that out. But anyways, I'm staying under probably for the whole day now because there's just too much air cover. There's too much warship contact going on here, so I'm just going to stay under and run silent because as you can see, we're down to 50% battery. I had us going at a head 1/3, but that was a bad idea because if we're going to be staying under for the majority of the day, we need to conserve battery power, which I may have kind of screwed up here, but if we can at least get into rougher seas, that would help. There's another warship. We had one earlier. I'm pretty sure that it was a motorboat. But you can see here, actually, the waves look like they might have gotten a little bit rougher, which is excellent news. And that looks to be exactly the case, just taking a quick peek at them from underwater. But we are going to stay under for probably at least until like 7 o'clock at night, because it's just so dangerous up there. We're not going to run the risk of getting detected again and getting bombed while we go headlong into oblivion. It's just not going to be a good position for us to be in. But he's passing us by. We're going to just crawl our way through the Irish Sea. Oh boy. Okay, I just surfaced us, but we immediately surfaced beneath a fucking aircraft. And it's turning right for us. Fuck. Here he goes. Wonder if we're like directly below him or what the deal is. Nope, there we are. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. How did that bomb... You know what, I'm like, wow, that's quite a steep climb there, sir. Oh, man. Did we take any damage? No. Inexplicably, somehow we did not. I'm gonna just die. This is terrible. I'm pretty sure that they know that we're here. And battery power is really low. I had to go on the surface because I was worried about our battery power, but I guess that was a naive concern in light of the fact that there are fucking planes up there waiting to kill us. It's probably best that we stay under in that case. Just, you know, fuck the batteries. Don't literally, but metaphorically. And now there's a warship coming. He's probably... Oh, there's another one! It's a party! Invite the whole fucking family, why don't you? Fantastic. Yeah, just keep going. I'm not here. I sank. I'm dead. Don't worry about me. Good. Alright. I think we'll go on the surface because it's getting close to being dark enough, and I don't really feel that uncomfortable about our battery power. We can wait a little bit. Whoa there, Tiger. Yeah, we can probably go now, and actually we've got night lights on, so... Jesus. A little cozy night light that we can read by. That sounds really preferable compared to this shit. I would just love to curl up with a nice book, a hot mug of bourbon. Oh man. Let's see if there's another plane waiting for us on the fucking surface again. No. Alright, everything's fine. We're okay. Let's keep going. So that's super fun. I mean, we're not actually going to be in the area, I guess, of that convoy, but it's good to know that there's going to be some traffic in the strait there, so I'm looking forward to that. But conditions have... That's music to my ears. They have significantly declined, so I'm feeling relatively sure that we'll be able to proceed on the surface for quite a while today. My watch officer, Influx, trusty old Influx, will let me know in the event that that changes, but it probably won't. Let's get Spitzenhund on deck, actually. Influx, I like you, but gotta share the wealth, you know? And in fact, since both of these dudes, Spice Weasel and Influx, have so many medals, they don't seem to lose any endurance, which is crazy. But anyways, conditions suck. That's good news for us, and we're gonna try to get out of here as quickly as possible. Yay! I can't see anything, but my men were slightly concerned. There's two of them. We're in the area of that convoy, so hopefully they don't hear the ruckus of our crash dive here. Just to be on the safe side. Ach 9! Okay, what are you doing there, sir? He's got a bomb. He's got a bomb. They've all got bombs. Oh boy, this is gonna be excellent. Well, I'm in the middle of a turn, and they are probably gonna come bomb the crap out of us. Maybe, I don't know. They may not. We're under pretty well. I don't think that we're gonna get attacked here necessarily. Yeah, why don't we level off, because I don't think it's that deep here. This is probably sufficient for the turn. Let's see if they're still attacking. I thought the conditions were too bad out for this, but I was apparently wrong. As you can see, they're flying in wonderful, pristine skies, so we do have to be watchful for aircraft. I was not expecting that, but oh wow, we're loud though. Damn it. Hopefully we don't get heard. Well, we avoided that in a timely fashion, but I was derping out and not really paying attention to the fact that we were putting out a lot of noise, so hopefully nobody comes to pay us a visit. We're going to continue on course silently and just hope that they weren't listening, I guess. You know, I'm eating toast, you guys. Come on. Maybe we'll be toast. Okay. Monster Destroyer. Is he turning? Or was that just a wave? Slow down. Sorry guys, I'm probably smacking my lips into the microphone. Good toast though. Okay. I don't think he saw us. I'm gonna mute the mic. Here we go. Yeah, I think we're safe. That was mildly unpleasant, but not near as unpleasant as a lot of our other contacts have been. You can see there's a convoy here, which passed us by, of course, thankfully. I'm thinking for a future patrol, now that I've really dug in here, that I might actually run the gauntlet sometime and just go back and forth through here and call that a patrol and take a shot at whatever I can and see if I can survive. That may be a really bad idea, but we're making good progress now. It's night, and I'm thinking that we'll be able to, once we avoid this joker, we'll be able to proceed relatively unimpeded throughout the rest of the evening, so that's good. But it looks like we're out of the woods, so I'm putting us topside, and we're going to move along at a head 1/3. And, yeah. What an anticlimactic ending to this segment. These guys keep showing up when I'm eating toast, and it's very aggravating, but there's a trawler, actually, along with something that it's escorting. It looks like a coastal freighter or something. Doesn't really matter. Since it is a trawler, we're going to go silent. And just pray to Kali or something, I don't know. Really close to that ship, though. That's really bad. That we don't get heard. Heard. Heard is the word. Oh, there's another merchant. And that's the escort. So it looks like we're going to get out of this. That one is going to go ahead and cross our path, which will be fun. Great. So we're going to run into him at some point here. We will set our course north. Go on the surface, get off of silent running, go north, go faster. Now it's daylight, but as you can see, conditions are favorable to us if we want to make a furtive escape from this area. So that's exactly what I intend to do. I'm going to keep us on the surface as long as possible while these conditions persist. And we will have to turn here in a moment, regardless of where that ship is going to be. And I say we make that turn whenever I find the return to course button. Okay. I think we're good. And suddenly it's clear out. That's fucking great. That's Scotland over there. And that's a ship over there. And there's a light ship. Balls. Well, we're staying under for the day. And we're going to probably be silent for the next 15... I don't know how to count. 12 hours. Good stuff. Good stuff. We actually have run into this light ship before, I believe. If not in the video Let's Play, then at the very least in the text Let's Play I posted on the Voltron Army forums actually a year ago. So this is something I should have expected actually, but still irritating all the same. And he's just going to run parallel to us, but he is going to outrun us because we are going slow. But hopefully we don't get detected. I'm going to keep us under for the day and assure that that stays the case, that we are unheard and unseen. This area is just infested with shipping. We've got that radio report there. We've had multiple merchant contacts, including this one. We had a pair of them that I had to turn north to avoid. Tons of escorted merchants, just tons of random patrolling warships. So I think that this area would be pretty interesting to come and camp out in. I don't know if that's something I'm going to be doing next patrol per se, but I would love to give it a shot. Usually, I haven't really done that before at this point in the war because it is so dangerous, as we've seen that there are tons and tons of airplanes and shit here, but I don't know, it seems like there's a lot of free shipping. Free shipping with purchase of U-boat. Good God, really? Another one? Well, you guys get the picture. Otherwise, it's been fairly calm. We haven't really been detected. And actually, we might be able to surface. Let's see what the surface conditions are like. I was actually trying to figure out what some of the different classes of destroyers look like. I'm not really into IDing destroyers just because when I see one I tend to think, oh, that's a destroyer, I don't want to have anything to do with it. But, you know, just something to pass the time. So, yeah, it looks like it's almost about to be dark. I'll surface probably in about a half hour and continue topside and try to make up some of the time we lost having to go through this ridiculous mess. And as soon as I surface, he's zigzagging. He sees us. How close were we? Pretty far, actually. Pretty sure he was turning, though. No, maybe not. Oh boy. This could take a while. Well, at least he didn't. It doesn't actually look like he saw us, which is good. So I'm going to adjust our course west and actually a little bit south just so that I can get some distance between him and us. Now let's see if we can surface. Yeah, he's moving away at least now. Go off of silent running and increase our speed. He's close enough, though, that it's not letting me advance time compression. So he may well have detected us. He's just being clever. Yeah. How are my men on deck looking? They're not looking too freaked out. That's usually a sign of being detected, is your men will cower in fear. But I don't think that we've been compromised here. So yeah, we're going to keep going on this course for a bit. And in fact, I'll just notch it over here. Turn it a little bit more southerly. And try to avoid this jackass. Man, this ship is like a genital wart. I cannot get rid of it. Here's what we're gonna do. God. Aggravating. Might as well reload our torpedoes. I just noticed that we're empty. Our rear is empty. Where is Trunk Monkey? Put your gloves on, Trunky. Get to work. Wow, Wolfie is tired. Alright. We probably are still leveling off, so we're not able to load. Let's just wait and see what happens here. Oh, we're running silent. There you go. I don't really think that there's any reason to be completely silent. We've got the merchant. That's obviously our quote-unquote friend. Is that another one? Oh, for crying out poop's sake. This is just stupid. Warship? Come on, guys. Well, here's what I intended to do, is to go north and get this guy to the left of me so that I, wouldn't run into him again. But now we have to contend with him and then with these two. So, fun. Meanwhile, we're loading torpedoes. I don't know if that's going to really affect things too much or not. If we can put our scope up. Well, there's a... Oh, it's a trawler. I'm not too concerned. That's a Granville. We're actually in a really good position for a shot, but again, I have made my intentions clear about that stuff. There he is. That's the one that's been bugging us this whole time. Just going on an obnoxious course that I failed to really account for, but... So it's my fault, I admit it. But looks like they're going to pass each other by, and then we should be good here in a little bit to go on the surface after these asswipes complete their little do-si-do. Yeah. Okay. I think we're good. It's just time-consuming. It's frustrating. Yay! Well, I didn't see it with the naked eye. That's a good sign. Another... Can't tell if that's a Spitfire or a Hurricane. Either way, I don't like it. I don't really know very much about IDing planes for the same reason I don't know very much about IDing destroyers. Shit. Shit. Oh, god damn it. Is anybody wounded? No. Everybody just relax. Everything's fine. Let's get, no, actually it doesn't look like we'll need Leroy's services. Minor flooding, minor damage. Somewhat irritating though. Need to get out of this dive. They haven't dropped their bombs, those fighters. I don't know why they're not. I'm not going to really question it, I guess. What's going on in here? It's damaged. The propeller. God damn it. Well, we probably should be under anyway, so... Grr. Since it is daylight out, that was actually really careless of me, but... Oh well. Are we still... We're just doing cookies in the middle of the ocean. Let's return to course. And stay under for a bit and get this shit repaired. I just got done checking the surface because I need to surface. I need to go to the surface. It's 5 o'clock local time, and the reason I need to surface is we've got a little bit of an issue with our CO2. Basically, my men are breathing too much. One solution to that would, of course, be to kill them, but I kind of need them. So, I'm going to go on the surface for just about a minute, because the game will refresh the oxygen in the boat fairly quickly. Right? Any moment now. Usually takes just a few minutes. Well, I guess it's taking a little bit longer, but that's okay. We should be okay on the surface for a bit. As you can see, we've got some choppy conditions. It's not too bad. So hopefully we get that taken care of here. Hopefully the air circulates through the boat any second now. Hopefully we don't get seen by an airplane or a destroyer while we freshen up. Usually it's quite quick. Oh boy. Maybe I should go off of silent running. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't think it would. It's just a question of opening the hatch and letting air in. Alright, well... I mean, I could have probably gone on longer. Possibly until dark, but... I prefer my men to be clear-headed and not cranky. So that will give you headaches and things like that to have that much CO2 in the cabin. Fun! It's not going down, but hopefully it'll go down here in a minute, and then I can go back under. Well, leave it to the fine folks at the Subsim forums to clarify my misunderstanding of how a mod that I installed works. It's not a bug, it's a feature, and it actually genuinely is a feature. The HC's hard-coded fixes, one of the things that it does is... Well, let me actually explain what the stock game does. In the stock game, when you dive, you immediately start accumulating CO2, which makes sense. But in HC's hard-coded fixes, he changed it so that you don't immediately start accumulating CO2, but after about 5 to 7 hours, you start to permanently accumulate CO2 to represent the fact that in order to keep the air breathable for that period of time, you have to use canisters of compressed air to fill your boat with fresh air. So it permanently removes some of your CO2 tolerance. So in a way, I mean, it actually makes sense if you think about it, because once you use that CO2 or that compressed air, it's gone. But it makes up for it, like you don't immediately start gaining CO2 up. It's just that once you start at about 5 to 7 hours after you dove, you're going to start gaining it permanently. And I think that that's okay. It just was my misunderstanding of how that mechanic worked. And in fact, I forgot about it. I didn't think anything of it at the time that I installed it. I looked at it, I was like, I'm never going to be under for 5 to 7 hours. I hope not anyway. But this area, yeah, you kind of have to be. So that's what's going on with that. It's not a problem. As long as we surface after about 4 hours or so from our morning dive and just, you know, stay on the surface for about a half hour and then dive again, we should be okay. But if we start to accumulate a whole hell of a lot of CO2, then I'm going to have to throw some people overboard, because that's just not going to work out. It's for the greater good. So anyways, it's been fairly quiet through the night. It's now the morning, as you can see, and conditions are still a bit choppy, but we're starting to get out of the area where things are terrible. So they're also kind of bad in here, but less so than here. My God. But yeah, we're on our way, and we're not going to choke to death. That's good news.